You are welcome to this edition of Updates. In this program, we update you on the current security situation in Nigeria as well as parts of Africa and in the world. In this edition, bandits killed 5 police officers, 3 vigilantes in Zamfara. Troops arrest wounded bandits and destroy camps in Kogi State. My name is Rimamnde Shawulu. Bandits have killed 5 police officers and 3 community protection guards on patrol along Gusau, Funtua Road in Tsafe local government area of Zamfara State. The state governor, Dauda Lawal, confirmed the killing of the security operatives in a post on his Facebook page. The governor said he received the sad news of the killings of the 5 police officers and 3 community vigilantes in an encounter with bandits along Funtua Road. He expressed condolences to the families of the deceased security personnel and prayed for an end to the security challenges in Zamfara State. Eyewitnesses said the security personnel stationed at Gidan were on patrol on Thursday on October 16. A few kilometers from Tsafe town, the local government headquarters, when the bandits suddenly emerged from their hiding spots and opened fire on them. Thereafter, reportedly fled on motorcycles into the forest immediately. The bodies of the deceased have since been deposited at the Federal Medical Center in Gusau. Still in Zamfara State, and yet in another incident, worshippers were reportedly killed during a morning prayer by bandits and armed robbers on a mosque in Maradawa community in Gusau local government area of Zamfara State. According to eyewitnesses, the assailants arrived in large numbers and swiftly surrounded the mosque and whisked away unspecified number of worshippers. The attackers reportedly fled into the nearby forest with their victims. Sources in the community said efforts were being made to rescue Sources in the community said efforts were still being made to secure the release of other people. It will be recalled that Zamfara State has been witnessing several attacks on mosques and several other worship centers. Countless numbers of people have been kidnapped and killed in the state, which is known to be rich in gold. Again in Plateau State, 13 people were killed in a fresh attacks on communities by bandits in several attacks in Ratchas village in Haipang district and Rawuru village in Fire district of Barkin Ladi local government area of the state. The incidents, according to the local government chairman, Stephen Pwajok, occurred on the evening of October 14, 2025. Speaking during the mass burial of victims at Ratchas village, Pwajok commiserated with the affected families and communities. He assured them that government remains committed to exploring all avenues to bring peace to the state. Also speaking at the occasion, the district head of Haipang Da Paul Tadid condemned the persistent attack on innocent villagers and urged security agencies to act decisively to prevent further occurrences. And in Katsina State, yet again, in a fresh move to end years of violence, bandits operating in Katsina have reached a peace agreement with community representatives across 5 local government areas. The peace pact, according to reports, were sealed on October 12 during a dialogue held at Kakum village in Bakori local government area under the federal government's Operation Safe Corridors initiative. The meeting, which lasted for 3 hours, brought together key stakeholders of Bakori, Kafuru, Malumfashi, Kankara, and Funtua local government areas. The meeting was said to have been closely monitored by security operatives and traditional rulers. The meetings were said to have been convened to restore sustainable peace to the area, which have suffered numerous years of attacks, kidnappings, and mass killings by bandits. Traditional rulers from the affected communities were also in attendance. Of course, this is not the first time such dialogue has taken place. And in Kogi State, security forces on Thursday, October 16, arrested 2 injured bandits and the local doctors treating them. The arrest followed a successful operation conducted by the Joint Task Force JTF on security comprising hunters and vigilantes. According to the reports published by Daily Trust newspaper, The operation took place in Alherin Bono community in Kaba Bono local government area of Kogi State. According to the state security advisor, Jerry Omodara, the operation was launched following credible intelligence that the two bandits previously wounded in a gun duel with security personnel were receiving treatment in a remote settlement. Acting on the information, the combined team raided the team of security personnel raided the location and found the suspects and the unlicensed doctors treating them. And the security thereafter proceeded to destroying the hideouts of the bandits. The security task force also demolished a makeshift clinic used by the criminals, as well as their camps, farm, a store for farm produce. Omodara said the operation is part of an ongoing effort by the state government to contain banditry and other forms of criminality in the state. And again in Borno State, jihadis ambush security personnel on October 19th, Konduga local government area, about 35 kilometers from Maiduguri. Militants belonging to the state West Africa province, ISWAP, or allied jihadist groups ambushed an army patrol or convoy. And of course, there were deaths. Among the dead was an army commander. According to military intelligence sources, several troops were killed. This is part of an ongoing insurgency in the northeast, and it does appear that the jihadists have increased their attacks in the state. The killing of this commander suggests that the militants still control some significant areas or have increased their strength in the area. And of course, it does shows that the security in that area remains yet fragile. And it will also be recalled that since Nigeria entered into some crisis with the Sahel state of Nigeria Republic, the multinational joint task force in the area does not appear to be working the way it should have been working. And it does appear that the vacuum created by the conflict between Nigeria and Niger may have opened room for these terrorists and bandits to infiltrate and cause havoc in Borno State, which, according to the governor, had received some respite for some years before now. And now to the sad story in Kenya, where the veteran opposition leader Raila Odinga died in a hospital in India. As was being mourned, thousands of mourners gathered for the lying in state of the leader. Huge crowd breached gates leading to a chaotic scene. Security forces responded with tear gas and reportedly fired shots. 2 to 3 policemen were said to have been killed, and at least 4 other persons were reportedly killed. Dozens were injured, and there have been material damages in the scene. While the event itself was not triggered by any conflicts, the large number of people there, the weak perimeter control may have created this. And of course, this underscores how the state in Africa usually controls crowd. Institutions and the capacity of the security agencies to control crowds have been very weak in Africa. In several parts of Africa, anytime there's a stampede in the stadium or at public places, several people are killed. It is sad that this man who had hoped that he would win the last election did not win, even though his longtime opponent, Kenyatta, the former president, supported him, but Kenyatta's vice president, President Ruto, defeated him in the last election. And so he did not realize his dream of becoming the president of Kenya. It is now a matter of speculation whether he is the best president that Kenya was not fortunate to have, like Chief Obafemi Awolowo of Nigeria. And finally, to the Sahel. As I said earlier on, it does appear that jihadist groups are extending their reach from the Sahel to the interior of the Atlantic coast. They are exploiting weak governance, weapon proliferation post-Libya, and fragmentation among states. It does appear, like I have warned before, that these violent non-state actors have their eyes on coastal Nigeria. Could it be the reason why we are seeing increased activities of these violent actors in southern parts of the state, including places like Kwara, where they reportedly have taken over several swaths of land? Are they the same groups that occupying the forest that Afenif leaders have been crying that bandits from the north had taken over swaths of territories and the forest of the southwest? Are these also the same groups of people that some Islamic clerics in northern Nigeria are saying that for us to have peace in Nigeria, the forest should be ceded to these bandits? If you like our content, subscribe to our channel, register, and join as a member so that you can have access to materials before they are published for the public.